CBS 17, your local election headquarters, and Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden staying busy on the final day of the campaign. Joining us live right now from his headquarters in Wilmington, Delaware, is Kelly Meyer. So, Kelly, where is the former vice president going to be in the hours before the polls close?
Yeah, well, he started his day in Wilmington, Delaware, and he's going to end it in Wilmington, Delaware. But in that chunk of time between then, he's still hitting the trail. He's heading to his other hometown of Pennsylvania, Scranton specifically. That's his hometown that he's visiting this morning. He's also heading to Philadelphia. And right before he hit the trail this morning, he headed to Mass at his local church here, St. Joseph's on Brandywine, and visited the graves of his son, late son, Beau Biden, his first wife, and his daughter before hitting the trail. He went to Scranton and he signed the living room wall there, something that he did in his 2008 race. So he's feeling confident in the state of Pennsylvania. He wouldn't be spending his time there today if he didn't think that he could turn it blue tonight.
Yeah, I guess that obviously says something about his strategy, right, Kelly?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you saw it yesterday. He really hit hard in Pennsylvania on the western side of the state. And then today he's heading to the eastern side with Scranton and northeastern Pennsylvania, and then with Philadelphia. I mean, the turnout in Philadelphia, if he could bring that out, that really could handle a lot of the state and give him a big chunk of that. He really wants to get those 20 electoral votes. Everyone's pointing their arrows to the state of Pennsylvania to watch tonight. But it's also a state we might not hear the results in until later this week. So we have to keep an eye on when those returns start coming back. He's going to be watching those from here in Wilmington, Delaware, and we will be right there to tell you what's going on.
Yeah, speaking of, the results coming in, Kelly, do you think the campaign, are they expecting to hear any results tonight?
Some states like Florida, North Carolina, Arizona, you should be able to hear the results in tonight. And the Biden campaign is saying if they win in Florida, it's game over. They think if they could take the state of Florida, along with all those states that Hillary Clinton won in 2016, he is on the way to the White House. And we should know the results from Florida around 8 o'clock tonight, my sources tell me.
Okay, we'll be watching and waiting. Kelly, appreciate it.